Hello you guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back. If you've been around here, welcome back. Actually, if you are the person who's interested in the visa application documentation session, this is video number 2. Like I said, if you have watched the previous video and I told you guys that I was going to shoot this video directly after that one, and hence I'm wearing the same thing. Yeah, I'm wearing the same thing. Mhlambe ngizoba no touch. Mhlambe sekumele ngirecord video esithathu, then I might change. Mhlambe ngingabi nawo touch. Either way guys, sila. I mean, I'm all about giving you guys information. So today on this video we are talking about authentications, notaries, notarizing, notarizations, the works, and also how much you can expect to pay for each document, and where you basically can go to have the documents authenticated or notarized. Okay, so stick around, let's go. Okay, let's start. On this video I'm going to be giving you guys steps that you need to follow in order to properly authenticate your documents before you submit them at the embassy for further authentication. You need to follow these steps, otherwise they will not authenticate your documents. When you are submitting your documents for authentication at the Taiwanese embassy, you need to fill out the authentication application form. Now this application form, you can either submit it yourself, or you can have an agent or a relative or a friend submit it on your behalf. Now either way, you need to include your copy of ID or passport together with all the documents that you want to notarize, and that person needs to also attach, if maybe you have a relative that is submitting the authentication application for you, they need to attach their ID copy or copy of their ID. All right. Authentications take 4 to 5 days if they are a normal application, and then you pay an amount of 250. But if you want to launch an urgent application, you need to pay an amount of 360, and that only takes 2 to 3 working days. Okay. Last I checked, you need to send an email requesting that you come and submit an application, and then they will give you a date and a time. Normally it's anywhere from 9 to 11. After 11, I don't think they take authentications or submissions rather. Okay, now when they are done, when they have received everything from you, they're going to give you a slip, and then on that slip they're going to write the date in which you need to come back, and also the time. Normally authentications, or collections rather, are only open from 2 to 4:30. 2 to 4:30. Yeah, so submissions are only open from 8 to 11, and I think 9 to 11. Yeah, 9 to 11. But also that doesn't really matter because they tell you when to come as well. So make sure that you send them an email. Now I will be linking their email address down below for you to send an appointment request. Okay, so you don't just walk up like we used to do back in the days. Things might change. They might go back to the old way of doing things where you just rock up and then you submit, and then they're helping you, and then you're done, and then you go. But as of now, after post-COVID, you have to send an appointment request via email, and they have to tell you when you can come and submit your authentication application form. All right. Okay, so the Taiwanese embassy is at the following address: 1147. I will be linking this down below as well. 1147 Francis Baard Street, Hatfield. I don't know if it's Hat or Hatfield. I'll say Hatfield, Pretoria 0083, South Africa. I'll be linking also their number and email as well. Okay. The first document that you need to submit for authentication will have to be an unabridged birth certificate. The unabridged birth certificate can be authenticated in 2 ways. Way number 1, you submit it at DECO. Now at DECO, they only authenticate originals, meaning that you need to submit an original birth certificate, and then they take the original birth certificate, they attach it to their authentication paper, legalization paper, something like this. So they do not make a copy of it, unfortunately. So it's best that you go to Home Affairs and ask for a reprint, so that you have 2 birth certificate copies. Okay, so way number 1, you submit it at DECO. Now when DECO is done, you go and collect it and you submit it at the Taiwanese embassy. Way number 2, you can take it to the public notary. Take it to a public notary, and then after that, so it's public notary, high court, and then after that, the embassy. Documentation number 2 that you need to have authenticated. Now this only applies to those who are married. If you're married, you need to authenticate your unabridged marriage certificate. With that as well, you can either go the DECO route, which means you submit it at the DECO. At DECO, you will need to have 2 copies just to be safe, because DECO will not authenticate or legalize a copy. They will do the original. They'll punch in, you know, with a puncher, and there will be holes and stuff and all. So you might just want to have, you know, a secondary print handy. So if you go through the DECO route, you submit it at DECO, you wait for 6 weeks, you collect it, and then you submit it at the embassy and you pay the fee. DECO is free of charge. The only thing that you pay for is the embassy. Now, way number 2, you go to the public notary. Then from the public notary, you take it to high court, and then after the high court, you take it to the embassy. Okay, documentation number 3 that you need to authenticate will have to be your child's immunization card, immunization or vaccination card. Now with the vaccination card, the one thing that you have to copy, the one thing that you need to make a copy of on the card is where it shows the vaccinations that basically your child has gotten, you know, since birth. So this is the paper. It shows the vaccinations, and it also has their name, the mother's ID number, residential address, whatnot. Yeah, shows that. So that's the paper that you need to copy, and then you take it to the public notary. So when you get to the public notary, then they would do something like this. Now this one was done at Lourens and Koen, which Koen, I hope I'm pronouncing the Afrikaans part correctly here. Otherwise, I'm sorry. So they have to attach this right at the copy, at the back of the copy. So they attach this, and then they put in this thingamajiggy here. All right, now if you're doing it yourself, you take it from them and you go to high court. Whenever you get to high court, they will attach this paper. They will attach this paper to this back-to-back that is already done from the public notary, and then they will put in this ribbon thingy and then stamp it. Now when you have it done like this, you are good to go to the embassy. Now remember, when you go to the embassy, you submit everything with an authentication application form. So when you get to the embassy, when they are done, they would attach this paper and then stamp all the papers. Now they'll stamp it here and then here. Okay, documentation number 4 that you need to authenticate for your child's visa is your child's health. It's called the health certificate for resident application, which is the health form basically. So also another thing that you need to make note of, do not print the form to be back to back. Make sure that it is 2 pages. You will need to have one visa form here. Now it's important to always tell the people when you're taking the photos that you're going to Taiwan, so that they can know the measurement, the specific measurement. Otherwise they would not take, they will reject basically the photo, and you have to go and you know, do take another set of photos basically. So this is page number 2. Now please do make sure that you check when the doctor is done that he has basically ticked everywhere he needs to tick and he has signed everywhere he needs to sign. Otherwise, if you take it to the embassy and there's a signature missing, honey, they will say go back to the doctor, and if the doctor is unreasonable, you might have to pay another consultation fee. But if you have medical aid, then you're sorted. Okay, so when you have that done, you take it to the public notary, and basically they add this to each page they add their notary. All right, so after that you take it to the high court, you take it to the high court, and they will bind it up together, ribbon and all, and then stamp it. After that, it's the embassy and you pay the fee. Let me just see if I have covered all the documents that you need to submit for authentication. I said that the ARC card has to be authenticated as well, but the ARC can only be authenticated in Taiwan. Your ARC cannot be authenticated in South Africa. So it means that before you leave Taiwan and head back home to collect and bring over your kid, you need to go to a lawyer who's also a public notary to actually notarize the ARC on your behalf. The lawyer that I went to charged me, I think 650, if not 700 NT for just the notary, for the notarization. Okay, and then you have to submit the original ARC plus the copy if you're someone who's already living in Taiwan. But if you are going to Taiwan for the first time and you're going with your kid for the first time, you have to submit your own original passport and copy of your passport together with your child's passport and copy of their passport as well, and then the work permit, which must have both your details in it, and then submit it. I don't think I'm missing anything. If I happen to miss or remember anything, that I have missed, then I will surely link it on the video that is coming up next. Yeah, so please guys, please do keep watching and also ask questions. I am more than ready and available to assist where I can, share knowledge where I can, and advice, and yeah, let's all have an easy visa application basically. Okay, so thank you so much if you watched until this far. The next video will be on the visa application form, where you get it, how you fill it, yeah, all that jazz. So please do make sure that you look out for that video as well. So I'm done with 2 videos. Now I'm gonna move on to video number 3. You guys, show me some love, y'all. Please share the video, comment, like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell button so that each time when I upload you'll be notified. Yeah, because yeah, it's the family, guys. We help each other. This is me helping you. Okay, anyways, have a lovely day, have a lovely evening. Yeah, lots of love. Ma,